What is up, guys? Welcome back to Motorhead YouTube channel. So today we have this Corvette Z06 in, and unfortunately it hit a tire on the freeway, so we have a little bit of damage up front on this front bumper. And the customer actually opted to get the ZR1 package, which is a beautiful front bumper, which we'll get into here later in the video. But it also did come up around, and unfortunately it did hit the door. And so we have a couple little paint chips here, and we want this thing to look good, so we are going to be repairing all of it. And so right now we need to go ahead and dive into this thing and get it prepped for paint. So I need to take this bumper off, this headlight off, and all of these moldings, and strip the door down. When we paint over here at North Star, we like to take everything off. That way paint can wrap around all these edges, because if your paint wraps around the edges, you can ensure that the paint will last and it won't have any issues in the future. So we're going to be taking all of these off and getting it all ready. And once it's all ready, we can sand it down, fix those chips, and get this thing painted. All right, guys, so we got everything off. I went ahead and took these brackets off too. That way we can tape this off really nicely right here and let that paint wrap around this edge. As you can see right there, it's not too clean because this fender was pre-painted, and you can see around these edges it's all chipping, which tells me they probably just taped this up, because all the way around there's a line. So we're gonna take that off also. And I gotta say, man, the Corvette is just such an amazing machine. I honestly think that it is miles ahead of the Mustangs and the Hellcats and everything. Sorry, guys, I gotta say it. I mean, you look at how these cars are engineered, just how the front end is with the dry sump system, and how everything is just put together, and like the weight of it and everything. I mean, this thing is just really well built, and I actually really love this car. So we're gonna keep moving forward. We're gonna make this thing look super nice. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and get this off. We'll get that side skirt off, because we are replacing the side skirts anyways. And once we get that off, we can go ahead and get this door off. I mean, not the door off, the mirror off, the belt molding, and then it'll be ready for paint. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on this, knock all this out, and get it paint prepped. Sometimes these fender vents can be a little tricky. What I like to do is I go on eBay and find the actual part and see how it mounts on. So after doing that, I noticed there is 3 bolts here and clips here. So we're gonna have to pry this fender liner out, unbolt it, get up behind there, get those bolts off, and get this out. That way we don't break nothing, because I don't want to replace it. This is the special edition. Look at that. It's got a little Hot Wheels emblem on it. So we're gonna go ahead and get started and get all of this tore down, but we're gonna be very careful as to not break anything. All right, guys, so I got the Corvette pulled over here because I do have one right here getting primed, and we do need to go ahead and start fixing this. We're gonna go get our stuff. Check it out, guys. We got our little Bondo station right here. I've been keeping the shop super clean. It's looking really good. You know, after every job, I like to keep the trash can right there, throw all the excess right away, and that way the environment stays super clean. We will be getting some bin pack lifts here soon right there. That's gonna be super exciting. And I finally routed air through here, so turning out super nice. I'm really happy with the shop progress. But anyways, we're gonna get onto the Corvette, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started on these chips right here. And what I'm going to do is just sand it down completely. I don't want to putty it because I don't want to risk it shrinking down the road. So we're gonna sand this out really nicely and make sure there's no wave or no dent, because sometimes when you sand the paint out, you can make a dent because you sand one spot too long. So we're gonna sand the entire area really good and get it super nice. And if we do need to use finish putty, which is like a glaze and it does not shrink, then we will, but I don't think we'll need to. I think we can sand all this out, throw a nice coat of primer, and it's gonna be good to go. Okay, so the Corvette is painted, turned out amazing. Couple of pieces of trash and 2 little runs, but we're gonna get to that and buff it out because we will be denabbing this entire car. That way the paint job is perfect. So I'm gonna reassemble it first. We're gonna start with this door, get this door done, and then we'll do this fender and headlight, and then we'll move on to the ZR1 front bumper. We have the Z06 original bumper right there that we will need to take apart. So we're gonna go ahead and get all that done and then move on to the front end. Well guys, we got all of this installed super nicely. Went ahead and cleaned up these parts and got it all in where it's supposed to be. These gaps are even and match the other side. So now the car is done besides this fender liner right here. But what I'm gonna do right now is we need to take apart the bumper and see what exactly we need to use off of it, because it does have some sensors inside this little grill right here. So I'm not sure if we do use this grill on the ZR1 bumper. We're just gonna have to take it apart and look at the other one and see what came in the box. Okay, so upon inspection, we see the ZR1 bumper is definitely different. I thought for some reason these grills might be the same. So we're gonna unpack it. I really hope that one has sensor holes. I don't wanna be drilling them, but if it doesn't, no big deal. We can handle it. We got a hole saw, or not a hole saw, a step bit, and I'll show you guys how to do that if it doesn't have it. Okay guys, so unfortunately that needs to be painted. So I'm gonna hold off on that for now, and we're gonna start on this rear here. We have the ZR1 wing, and in the pictures, the wing mounts to the trunk, but here it mounts to the bumper. So we're gonna go ahead and get this rear bumper off, and then we'll change out the ducktail and get the little holes made. That way we can go ahead and mount this wing on the rear, make it really nice. We also have a new one of these because this is broken. So we're gonna get this bumper off and get that on there. Well, you guys, things took a drastic turn. So this wing is a lot more complicated than I thought, and I had to chip away some of the sealer, and we got 2 brackets here, and then we have these 2 brackets. I also had to unbolt this and relocate it with just 1 bolt here because it interferes right there. So we're gonna keep moving. I think 1 more bracket goes here, and that's what holds the wing, which I believe is what it's over here. I started putting it on and realized that this thing is just crazy, a lot more intricate than I thought. So that's gonna go on there. Then we'll drill those holes out of the bumper. And then as you can see right here, this bracket goes onto this just like that. And the wing bolts to the actual car, which is pretty cool because I thought it was kind of weird that it bolted to the bumper and that it might not really be too secure and might flex a lot. So this is actually really nice that it comes like this. So we're gonna bolt this down, and then once we get this bolted down, we'll go ahead and mount that ducktail over there and start cutting the holes for the bumper. And that's the final product with all the bracing, and everything is mounted super nice. So now we're gonna go to the bumper and get that ducktail on and get it drilled out. That way once we put it back on, the wing will just bolt on here and we'll be good to go. All right, guys, so I got the ZR1 bumper on, and man, this thing looks amazing. Gotta say, this whole kit really transformed this car. We do have an issue though. This molding is different from the ZR1, and so these spats don't fit. So we are gonna have to contact them and maybe get the ZR1 one. I'm not even sure if the ZR1 has it. If not, we'll just take those off. But that's gonna be pretty much a stopping point. The rest of this I'll do off camera, including giving this car a nice, much needed detail because it is filthy. But unfortunately, I did get extremely sick, so I just came in here to finish this video. So I'm probably gonna do all that off camera, get it all nice and clean and back to the customer. I think this thing turned out absolutely amazing and looks super good, completely transformed. We got everything buffed out really nicely. And then the bumper still has 2 pieces of trash up on this thing right there, which we are going to be getting that out too because we want this thing to look perfect. And I gotta say, I'm really happy with the color, the gaps, and just everything and how it turned out. And I know he is going to be too. So that is gonna be a wrap for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you wanna stick around and see more stuff like this, be sure to smash that subscribe button. And you can also follow us on Instagram at motorhead.co. I'll link it down below. I post a lot of this stuff before the video drops, and you can get a little inside scoop. So I appreciate all the love and support on the videos, and thanks for watching. Peace.